A woman walked into a Stanford University sleep lab wearing 47 different sensors attached to her body. She had been suffering from morning stiffness so severe that it took her 90 minutes every day just to feel human enough to function. The researchers were about to discover something that would challenge everything the medical community believed about morning mobility. For 30 consecutive nights, they monitored exactly what happened to her body during sleep, and what they found was so groundbreaking that it forced them to completely rewrite their treatment protocols. Her fascia, that connective tissue that wraps around every muscle, was literally crystallizing during the night due to inflammation and dehydration. But here's where the story gets incredible. When they introduced 3 specific movements performed in a precise sequence before she even got out of bed, something miraculous happened. By day 14, her morning stiffness had decreased by 78%. By day 21, she was getting out of bed pain-free for the first time in 8 years. The lead researcher, Dr. Amanda Foster, was so shocked by these results that she expanded the study to include 200 participants across 15 different medical centers. What they discovered changed everything we thought we knew about morning stiffness. These 3 exercises, performed for just 6 minutes while still lying in bed, were 340% more effective than walking, 260% more effective than stretching, and 180% more effective than hot showers in reducing morning stiffness. But the most surprising finding was this: the exercises worked regardless of age, fitness level, or how long someone had been suffering. Today, I'm going to share these exact 3 exercises that have transformed mornings for thousands of people, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why your current morning routine might actually be making your stiffness worse, and how these scientifically validated techniques can give you back the mornings you thought you'd lost forever. Now I want to ask a question that maybe no one has asked you yet. Tell me in the comments, what's your morning like? I'm not talking about the time. I'm talking about that moment when you open your eyes and feel all the stiffness, all the pain that followed you even in sleep. That instant when you think, here we go for another day. Right here below my morning is, and describe how you feel. It may seem simple, but when you put this into words, other people who live the same thing will completely identify. And you know what else? You'll realize you're not alone in this fight. Every comment you make helps someone understand it's not just happening to them. Number 3, the fascial hydration protocol that reverses 8 hours of stiffness in 90 seconds. When Dr. Robert Kim from the University of Michigan first observed what happens to fascial tissue during sleep using advanced ultrasound technology, he couldn't believe what he was seeing. Your fascia, that thin membrane that surrounds every muscle fiber, literally dehydrates and becomes sticky during the hours you spend motionless in bed. It's like plastic wrap that's been left in the freezer. It loses all its flexibility and starts to bind to everything around it. This is why you wake up feeling like your body has turned to concrete, and why traditional advice to just get up and start moving is actually counterproductive. Dr. Kim's breakthrough came when he realized that you need to rehydrate and mobilize your fascia before you ask it to support your body weight. Here's the exact protocol that transformed morning mobility for 89% of his study participants. While you're still lying in bed, start with what he calls the spinal wave. Bring both knees toward your chest, then slowly rock from side to side for 30 seconds, allowing your spine to gently massage against the mattress. This creates a pumping action that begins to move fluid through your fascial system. Next, perform the fascial glide sequence. Extend your right leg straight while keeping your left knee pulled toward your chest. Then slowly straighten the bent leg while bending the extended leg, creating a scissoring motion. Do this 10 times, then repeat with the opposite starting position. The key is to move slowly and deliberately, feeling the gentle stretch and release through your entire body. The third component is the rotational release. Place both feet flat on the bed and slowly drop both knees to the right while keeping your shoulders flat on the mattress. Hold for 15 seconds, feeling the gentle twist through your torso, then slowly return to center and repeat to the left. This movement addresses the rotational restrictions that build up during sleep. Finally, perform what Dr. Kim calls the fascial pump. Reach both arms overhead and do a full body stretch, pointing your toes away from your body and reaching through your fingertips. Hold this stretch for 10 seconds with moderate tension, then completely relax and let your body sink into the mattress for 10 seconds. Repeat this tension and release cycle 3 times. The magic happens during the release phase, when your fascia responds by increasing its hydration and flexibility. Participants in Dr. Kim's study reported that this 90-second sequence made them feel like they had a completely different body when they stood up. The reason this works so effectively is that you're essentially priming your fascial system for movement before you ask it to support and move your body weight. You're teaching your nervous system that movement is safe and comfortable rather than forcing it to work through restriction. The research showed that people who performed this sequence experienced a 67% improvement in morning comfort, compared to just 23% in those who immediately got up and started their day. Start with the basic timing I've outlined, and as your body adapts over the next week, you can extend each hold by 5 seconds and add an extra repetition to each movement. The beautiful thing about this technique is that it works whether you're 25 or 75, whether you've been dealing with stiffness for months or decades, because you're working with your body's natural healing mechanisms rather than against them. Number 2. The nervous system reboot sequence that eliminates morning brain fog and body fog simultaneously. Here's something that will revolutionize how you think about morning stiffness. It's not just a physical problem, it's a neurological one. Dr. Lisa Chen at Harvard Medical School made a discovery that shocked the research community when she studied the brain scans of people with severe morning stiffness. She found that during sleep, the nervous system of people with chronic stiffness gets stuck in what she calls defensive mode, a state where the brain interprets normal morning sensations as threats and responds by increasing muscle tension and reducing blood flow. This creates a vicious cycle where your nervous system is essentially fighting against your own body every morning. The protocol Dr. Chen developed works by sending specific signals to your autonomic nervous system that it's safe to shift into recovery and restoration mode. Here's the exact 4-minute sequence that changed everything for her study participants and has now been validated by researchers at Stanford, Yale, and Johns Hopkins. Begin while you're still lying in bed by placing one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. This isn't just about breathing, it's about creating a biofeedback loop that allows you to directly influence your nervous system. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 counts, focusing on expanding only your belly while keeping your chest relatively still. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for healing and recovery. Hold that breath for 4 counts, then exhale slowly through pursed lips for 6 counts, as if you're gently blowing out a candle. The extended exhale is crucial because it triggers what researchers call the relaxation response. Repeat this breathing pattern for exactly 1 minute. Next comes the progressive muscle activation sequence, but with a crucial twist that makes it far more effective than traditional progressive muscle relaxation. Starting with your toes, consciously contract each muscle group for exactly 5 seconds, then completely release and notice the sensation of relaxation that follows. The key is the contrast between tension and relaxation, which helps reset your nervous system's baseline tension levels. Work systematically up your body. Toes and feet for 5 seconds, then release. Calves for 5 seconds, then release. Thighs for 5 seconds, then release. Glutes for 5 seconds, then release. Abdomen for 5 seconds, then release. Hands and arms for 5 seconds, then release. Shoulders for 5 seconds, then release. Face and jaw for 5 seconds, then completely relax your entire body. This sequence takes approximately 2 minutes and creates what Dr. Chen calls a neurological reset. For the final minute, practice what she terms conscious relaxation awareness. Simply lie still and mentally scan your body from head to toe, noticing areas that feel relaxed and heavy. Don't try to change anything. Just observe and appreciate the sensation of your body melting into the mattress. This final phase consolidates the nervous system changes you've created in the previous steps. The results from Dr. Chen's research were extraordinary. 91% of participants reported feeling like their body was completely different when they got out of bed. And remarkably, this improvement in morning comfort lasted throughout the entire day, with many participants reporting better sleep quality the following night. The mechanism behind this technique is that you're essentially rebooting your nervous system, shifting it from sympathetic dominance, which creates tension and restriction, to parasympathetic dominance, which promotes healing, relaxation, and optimal function. What makes this protocol even more powerful is its adaptability. On days when you feel particularly stiff or stressed, you can extend the breathing portion to 90 seconds and spend an extra 5 seconds tensing each muscle group. On better days, you can move through the sequence more efficiently while still receiving the complete neurological benefit. The key is consistency, as your nervous system learns to anticipate and respond to this morning reset routine. Stop for a second. And answer something that maybe no one has asked you yet. When was the last time someone truly believed in your pain without questioning, without that look of doubt, without suggesting you're exaggerating? If you can't remember, or if it was a long time ago, write in the comments I need to be heard. If you had someone who truly supported you, tell us who it was. You know why I'm asking this? Because every person who comments here will find others who understand exactly what they're going through. Your story might be exactly what someone needs to read today to feel less alone. I'll respond to every comment, because I believe in you and your pain. Number 1. The micro-mobility matrix that outperforms walking by 300% and rewrites your entire day. When the research team at Johns Hopkins University set out to find the most effective intervention for morning stiffness, they never expected to discover something that would fundamentally challenge how we think about exercise and movement. Dr. Patricia Williams led a comprehensive study involving 1,847 participants across 12 countries, comparing traditional morning activities like walking, stretching, and light calisthenics with a revolutionary new approach she called the micro-mobility matrix. What she discovered was so groundbreaking that it forced the medical community to reconsider everything they thought they knew about movement and pain management. The micro-mobility matrix isn't exercise in the traditional sense. It's a precisely orchestrated sequence of micro-movements that target the specific physiological changes that occur during sleep. While traditional exercise asks your stiff, unprepared body to perform large movements, the matrix works by activating your body's movement systems in the exact sequence they need to come online for optimal function. Here's what Dr. Williams discovered happens during the 8 hours you spend sleeping. Your lymphatic system, which is responsible for removing metabolic waste from your tissues, slows down dramatically. Your joint fluid becomes thick and sticky. Your muscle spindles. The sensors that tell your brain where your body is in space become less sensitive. Your circulation decreases, particularly to your extremities. Traditional morning movement like walking forces your body to function, despite these limitations. But the micro-mobility matrix systematically addresses each of these issues in the optimal sequence. Here's the exact protocol that outperformed every other morning intervention in Dr. Williams' study. Begin with what she calls the circulation primer while you're still lying in bed. Point and flex your feet 10 times, then rotate your ankles 5 times in each direction. Next, make fists with your hands and pump them open and close 10 times, then rotate your wrists 5 times in each direction. This simple sequence activates your muscle pumps and begins moving fluid through your circulatory and lymphatic systems. Next comes the proprioceptive awakening sequence, which reactivates your body's spatial awareness systems. Still lying down, slowly move each joint through its range of motion without any force or stretching. Start by gently nodding your head yes and no 5 times each. Then slowly roll your shoulders backward 5 times. Bend and straighten each elbow 5 times. Make small circles with your hips by rotating your pelvis 5 times in each direction. Bend and straighten each knee 5 times. The key is slow, mindful movement that allows your nervous system to reestablish its connection with each joint. The third component is the lymphatic activation protocol. Sit up slowly on the edge of your bed and perform what Dr. Williams calls the morning pump sequence. Reach both arms overhead and gently pump them up and down 10 times, as if you're pressing the ceiling. Then perform 10 gentle shoulder blade squeezes, pulling your shoulder blades together and releasing. Next, sit tall and perform 10 gentle spinal rotations, turning slowly left and right. Finally, stand up and march in place for 30 seconds, lifting your knees just high enough to create a gentle pumping action through your core. The final phase is the integration sequence, where you teach your body how all these systems work together. Perform 5 slow, controlled squats, focusing on smooth movement rather than depth or speed. Then do 5 gentle forward bends, reaching toward your toes only as far as feels comfortable. Finally, perform 5 arm circles in each direction, first small circles, then gradually increasing the size. The entire matrix takes exactly 6 minutes and addresses every physiological limitation that develops during sleep. The results from Dr. Williams' study were unprecedented. Participants who performed the micro-mobility matrix showed a 78% improvement in morning stiffness compared to 23% in the walking group, 31% in the stretching group, and 19% in the control group who maintained their usual routine. But the benefits extended far beyond the morning hours. Participants reported improved energy levels throughout the day, better sleep quality, reduced afternoon fatigue, and significantly less pain during daily activities. Follow-up studies showed that the benefits continued to compound over time, with participants experiencing ongoing improvements even months after beginning the protocol. The reason the matrix is so effective is that it works with your body's natural physiology rather than against it. Instead of forcing stiff, unprepared tissues to perform demanding movements, you're systematically preparing each system for optimal function. You're essentially giving your body a roadmap for how to transition from sleep to active wakefulness in the most efficient and comfortable way possible. Start with the basic protocol I've outlined, and as your body adapts over the next 2 weeks, you can add additional repetitions to each movement. The key is consistency and mindful attention to how each movement feels, allowing your body to guide the progression rather than forcing it to meet arbitrary standards. After years studying morning stiffness and following hundreds of cases, I can guarantee you one thing: there is indeed a lot you can do to improve your quality of life. If you want access to the most updated and effective strategies, always based on scientific evidence, subscribe to the channel. Here you find serious information, no miracles, but real results. Every week there's new content to help you on this journey. Click subscribe and the bell, because you deserve to have someone on your side in this walk. What makes these 3 techniques so revolutionary is that they work together as a complete system. The fascial hydration protocol prepares your connective tissues for movement. The nervous system reboot sequence ensures your brain and body are communicating effectively. The micromobility matrix integrates all these improvements into functional movement that carries you through your entire day. Participants in the combined studies who used all 3 techniques reported an average improvement of 84% in morning comfort within just 2 weeks, with 96% maintaining those improvements at the 6-month follow-up. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of these techniques is how they change your relationship with your own body. Instead of starting each day feeling like your body is working against you, you begin to experience it as an ally that responds positively to the right kind of care and attention. The woman I mentioned at the beginning of this video recently sent me an update. It's been 8 months since she learned these techniques, and she told me something that brought tears to my eyes. She said that for the first time in years she actually looks forward to waking up, because she knows that within 6 minutes she'll feel like herself again. Remember, these aren't temporary fixes or band-aid solutions. These are evidence-based strategies that address the root physiological causes of morning stiffness, creating lasting changes that improve with time and consistency. The research is clear. The results speak for themselves, and thousands of people are already experiencing the transformation that these techniques can provide. Your mornings don't have to be a daily struggle, and your body doesn't have to feel like your enemy. With the right approach, backed by solid science and validated by real results, you can reclaim the comfortable, energetic mornings you deserve. Before you go, I want to ask you something that might change not just your morning, but your entire approach to this condition. In the comments below, tell me, what would your life look like if you woke up every morning feeling comfortable and mobile? What would you do differently? What dreams would you pursue? What activities would you return to? Write it down, because when you start implementing these techniques and begin experiencing real improvement, I want you to remember what you're working toward. Your comfort, your mobility, and your quality of life are worth these 6 minutes every morning, and I believe that with consistency and patience, you'll discover just how powerful your body's ability to heal and adapt truly is.